Everyone knows Batman is scary. He's supposed to be. That's kind of his whole thing. But the Batman from the Arkham trilogy, that's a different level. What makes him terrifying isn't just how strong he is or how brutal he fights. It's the fact that every insane, horrifying thing he does in these games, it all happens in one single sleepless night. And once you realize that, it makes this version of Batman look less like a superhero and more like an unstoppable horror movie monster with $1 billion budget. Let's start with Arkham Asylum. Batman starts the night just doing a routine Joker drop-off. Easy, right? Wrong. Joker escapes, locks down the entire asylum, lets every villain loose, and turns the island into a playground of terror. So in one night, Batman fights through waves of armed convicts, beats up an entire army of Blackgate prisoners and Arkham security guards who've turned on him, takes on Bane, a literal wall of muscle on steroids, survives multiple doses of Scarecrow's fear toxin, meaning he's hallucinating horrific nightmares while still fighting people, tracks and defeats Killer Croc in the sewers, a monster who could tear him apart in seconds, finally stops a mutated Joker on Titan Formula who's basically a kaiju at this point, and after all that he doesn't sleep, he doesn't rest, he just calls for a ride and goes straight back to Gotham. Now let's talk about Arkham City. One night again, Bruce Wayne gets kidnapped, thrown into a literal prison city filled with psychopaths and has to Batman his way through it. Here's what happens between sundown and sunrise. He takes down Two-Face, dismantles Penguin's entire operation, beats up Solomon Grundy, a reanimated corpse the size of a truck, stops Mr. Freeze, a villain armed with literal cryotechnology, fights the League of Assassins, outwits Ra's al Ghul, defeats Hugo Strange's Protocol 10, basically a mass murder plot, faces Clayface, who shapeshifts into other villains and is virtually indestructible, deals with Joker's dying, poisoned body, and ends the game carrying like it's a Shakespearean tragedy. And don't forget the side missions. He's casually solving serial murders, chasing political prisoners, and dismantling criminal networks, all in the same few hours. He's not just a vigilante, he's a one-man extinction event for Gotham's criminals. Then we get to Arkham Knight, where Batman is at his most dangerous and most terrifying. All in one night, he stops a city-wide fear toxin attack orchestrated by Scarecrow, battles an entire private army led by the Arkham Knight, complete with tanks, helicopters, drones, destroys hundreds of tanks, personally with the Batmobile like he's a one-man army, saves every civilian, every cop, every firefighter still trapped in the city, disarms countless bombs, prevents chemical plant disaster, fights every major villain again, Penguin, Two-Face, Riddler, Poison Ivy, Harley, Deathstroke, and so on, confronts Jason Todd, the Arkham Knight himself, and breaks through years of trauma and manipulation, faces Scarecrow's ultimate trap where he's drugged with fear toxin live on TV and forced to reveal his identity, overcomes Joker's presence inside his own mind and reclaims his sanity, fakes his death to protect everybody he loves. All this before dawn. He's mentally broken, physically destroyed, emotionally hollow, and yet he still finishes the job. The criminals don't fear Batman because he's strong. They fear him because he doesn't stop, not for blood loss, not for pain, not for exhaustion, nothing. This is why Arkham Batman is more terrifying than almost any other version. In these games, he's not just human, he's a force of nature. Thugs literally whisper in fear when they hear him nearby. Not because of what he's done in the past, but because he's been going non-stop for hours, and somehow keeps getting more dangerous. This man is bleeding, hallucinating, probably concussed, and still dropping from the ceiling to terrorize people hiding in shipping yards. You cannot outlast him, you cannot outrun him, he's still there, still angry, and still coming for you. Even his greatest villains, Joker, Scarecrow, Ra's al Ghul, aren't afraid of his muscles, they're afraid of his mind, his obsession, his complete refusal to ever quit, even when he absolutely should. So yeah, Arkham Batman isn't terrifying because he's big or violent, he's terrifying because he's relentless. 3 nights, 3 games, hundreds of criminals, dozens of supervillains, and he never breaks. He doesn't just beat Gotham's worst, he wears them down until they're too scared to even pick up a gun. That's not just Batman, that's a horror movie. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe, and then I'll see you in the next one.